I have a few questions, not very many, shouldn't be too long. I want to start with ambulance service. Have they or are they going to update their GPS systems?
So I just want to make sure that I understand the question so I answer it appropriately. Are you asking about the GPS systems within the trucks to be able to find an address? So our understanding is those systems have been tested and are working appropriately.
Okay. I have a concern because there was a constituent on the holiday Monday in the Renews area. We understand there's problems all around the province with getting drivers, getting paramedics in general. The ambulance was called. It was 35 minutes away. When it traveled to the area, they went right to the end of where a bridge was closed, has been closed for 2 years, and then had to make a detour back around 35 minutes to get to the patient took a stroke, 38 years old. When a person takes a stroke, time is of the essence to get them the medication they need to try to stop paralysis. Their explanation, I guess, when they got to the patient was they went the wrong way, got detoured because they went to the bridge, it wasn't closed. If it has been updated, what's the reasoning for the paramedics, I guess, to say that they said that GPS sent them the wrong way? I guess they say the patient said that they're filing a complaint with Ambulance New Brunswick. I just wanted to clarify if I can get back to them with the call they made to the office if they have been updated or haven't been updated.
I want to thank the member for the question itself. A good deal of the question that you just raised is outside the information we have. So what we will do is we'll go back to Ambulance New Brunswick and follow up just based on, there's two functions within there. There's the mapping system that exists on the GPS, as well as GPS locator of all the trucks. So when they dispatch a vehicle. So our understanding is the GPS locator is working well, but there may be issues with the mapping. So we'll follow up with Ambulance New Brunswick on that.
Next, I'm going to pivot to COVID-19. In the hospitals, do we know how much we're spending on COVID screening in each hospital or around the province in general for screening for visitors to get in and out of the hospital?
Thank you for the question. So we don't have information on the current fiscal year. I have some information on the on the year in question, 21-22. Overall, and it's not only screening, it's everything. So the screening, testing, any collection sites, PPE, the total expenditure on COVID in that year would have been approximately 75 million. But that encompasses, screening is within there. We don't have it separated out of what's screening versus testing. It's a fairly large number.
Can we get a number for screening? The reason I'm asking is I'm wondering if there's any results of tracking the screening for precautionary for stopping people from getting into the hospital that have, I've got complaints at my office that friends, neighbors are going to visit people that have family in hospital, but they're lying when they're going through the screening process and they're getting into the hospital to visit people when they have symptoms of COVID or have COVID, a positive test on a rapid test, and they're still going through the screening process, not telling the truth. So I'm just wondering if the screening process is making any sense at the hospital, if it's just a waste of taxpayers' dollars to have 4 stations set up at each hospital, 12, 18 hours a day for, if people are just getting through and going, doing what they please anyway, what's the point, more or less?
So we'll try to get that information submitted to the committee.
Okay, thank you. That's all my questions. I'm going to pass it off to my colleague, Kathy.